Good morning, students. Today we are going to start another new chapter in mathematics. O levels is angle properties of polygons. So we will solve different kinds of the questions having different ideas, different concepts on the board. So come now. Good morning, students. Today we are going to read the angle properties of kite. So kite is a four-sided figure with two pairs of the equal adjacent sides. So these two sides will be equal and these two sides will be equal. For example, if we name the figure A, B, C, D, so it means the first property will be AD equal to AB and CD equal to CB. So this is the first property which is applied. Okay. The next property which is applied in the figure is this angle will be equal to this angle. So ADC will be equal to ABC. Okay. The next property which will be applied in the figure is if we draw the diagonal. So definitely the upper triangle will be and lower triangle as well will become the isosceles triangle. So these two sides are equal, so their base angles will be equal. So it means ADB will be equal to ABD. Likewise, the lower triangle is also an isosceles triangle because CD is equal to CB. So that's why their bottom angles will also be equal. So it means CDB is equal to CBD. Okay. The next property which is applied in the kite is if we draw the other diagonal, the smaller diagonal will be bisected. So if the diagonals cut each other at O, so it means DO will be equal to BO. Okay. Next property is the diagonals cut each other at 90 degree. So here will be 90 degree. So it means AOD equal to AOB equal to COD equal to COB. All angles are of 90 degree. So next property which is applied in the kite is, so for example, triangle properties can also be applied. So if we extend this line, for example, this angle will be equal to sum of opposite interior angles. So these properties can also be applied. So these are the properties, students, which are applied in kite. So first remember and understand these properties because these properties will help you a lot in solving the questions of kite. Otherwise, you will be uncomfortable, will be unable to solve the questions related to kite figures. So come now, we are going to solve some questions. So here are some questions which we are going to solve, but before solving it, another property in the kite figure is also applied, that is when we draw the diagonal, because these two sides are equal, so that's why these two angles will be this angle will be bisected. So this diagonal will bisect this angle. Likewise, this angle will also be bisected, but these will not be equal. So this angle will be equal to this angle, and this angle will be equal to this angle. But this diagonal will not bisect these angles. So remember, this is another property. The longer diagonal bisect the angles of upper and lower side of the kite. So come now, we are going to solve these figures. So again, this statement is find the values of the unknown. So because these two sides are equal, so this is an isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle is a triangle in which two sides are equal and their base angles are equal. So these two sides are equal. So it means this angle is x. So this will also be x because of the base angles. So now in this triangle, x plus 100 should be equal to 180, because the sum of the angles of a triangle is 180 degree. So 2x will be equal to this 100 will be subtracted from it, and then x will be equal to 40. The same property will be applied in the lower triangle as well, because this side is equal to this side. So it means this is an isosceles triangle. So if this angle is 61, this angle will also be 61, because in an isosceles triangle, two sides are equal and their base angles are equal. So y plus 61 plus 61 equal to 180 degree, and 180 minus 122 will be equal to 58. So this figure is done. Now come into this figure. Again, x and y are the requirement. So look now, this longer diagonal will bisect the upper and lower angles. So if this is 40, this will also be 40. So come into this figure now. So x plus 40 plus 26 should be equal to 180 degree, because the sum of the angles of the triangle is 180 degree. So this 66 will be subtracted from 180 to give us the answer of x, that will be equal to 114. Okay. The same property will be applied in the lower triangle as well. So longer diagonal will bisect the lower angle as well. So if this is 26, this will be also 26. So y plus 40 plus 26. Okay, we can direct solve it, because now these opposite angles are equal. So it means y will also be equal to 114. So this figure is also done. Now come into this figure. This longer diagonal will bisect the upper angle. So if this angle is 44, this angle will also be 44. And okay, because this angle is y and these two sides are equal, so this will become upper triangle. Upper triangle will become the isosceles triangle. So isosceles triangle is a triangle in which two sides are equal and their base angles are equal. So if this is y, this will also be y. So in upper triangle, so this is the triangle on which I'm rolling my finger. So y plus 44 plus 44, because this is the total 88 angle. So look now, y plus 88 should be equal to 180 degree, because the sum of the angles of a triangle is 180 degree. So this is the triangle I'm talking about. on which I'm rolling my finger. So this is pi, and this angle is 88. So from here to y will be equal to 92 and y will be equal to 46. So y is done. Almost the same method will be applied in the lower triangle. So look, now I'm talking about this triangle, the lower triangle of the kite. So these two sides are equal, because in an isosceles triangle, two sides are equal and their base angles are equal. So if this is x, this will also be x, and the longer diagonal bisect the lower angle as well. So if this is 25, this will also be 25. So it means this total angle will be 50 degree. So now in this triangle on which I'm rolling my finger, so x plus 50 should be equal to 180 degree. The property applied is sum of the angles of our triangle is 180 degree. From here, 2x will be equal to 130 and x will be equal to 65. So this figure is also done. Now this is left. So look now, in this figure, if this is 38, so again look at the figure. This is the triangle I'm talking about. This is 38, so this will also be 38. So 38 plus 38, and this will be also 3x minus 11. So look now, 38 plus 38 plus 2 times of 3x minus 11 should be equal to 180 degree. Now it is an equation which is involving x. So solve it the equation, you will get the answer of x. So only x was the requirement in this question. So this figure is also done. So these were the solutions of these questions.